Welcome to Target R3, finding equations of lines either given the slope and a point or 2 points where you have to calculate the slope. If you want to take some notes down in the bottom of this box, you could pause the video after I write this stuff down, but down in the mistakes and notes box, there's some things that you have to know. You have to know this equation. You have to know the equation y equals mx plus b. If you don't, this is really hard, but m is the slope number and then the b is the y-intercept number. Okay, so you're calculating the slope and the y-intercept. If you want to look at a graph, the y-intercept is the point on the y-axis that it crosses through. So that's the number we're looking for. If you want to see it in a table, if you had an xy data table, whatever was across from 0, that number right there is also the y-intercept. So the y-intercept can be seen in the table across from 0. It can be seen on the graph hitting there. It becomes the last number in an equation like this. So that's something you need to understand. Now some of you are very used to doing the slope formula or slope equation. That's where m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And you can go ahead and use that if you want. I'll kind of show you a little bit of a different technique in this video as well. But then when you're doing that, you just have to remember when you use the slope formula that if you have two sets of points like this, that this is y sub 2. Because remember, every ordered pair point goes in the form of xy, and this is another xy. So this could be y sub 2 and this would be y sub 1, this would be x sub 2 and this would be x sub 1. And so you'd put those over each other to solve. So let's take a look at how this is going to go. If we have a slope that's already given to us, which is right here, which is kind of convenient, then we can just put it in the spot in the equation that slope is, so right there. If we don't have it, like this question, then we have to solve for it or figure it out. So these two questions are clearly different and they practice both sets of skills. So you need to, watch as much of this video as you need. So the slope is -4, which means I automatically get to put it in front of the x and then push plus b on the end, which is fine. Recognize that's your x, this is your y every single time. So I'm going to put the y over here as -19 equals -4 times 1 plus b. Then these multiply together to make -4, add it over, and that becomes -15 equals b. Now I know that, now I've got this, and then I can jump right to my final answer of y equals -4x minus 15, because that was the slope, -4, this is the y-intercept, -15, and I use the points to plug in and solve for it. Okay, if that was too fast, watch it again. Here's the next one. The next one, the linear equation given in this format. If I use the slope equation, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, this is my y sub 2. So I'm going to take -17 minus 3 over 19 minus 9, which then is going to give me the top being -20, -20, and this being +10 makes -2 as my slope. So now I've got the slope, which then turns it back into the exact same thing that this is. I've got the slope now. So then I can jump into that equation where I say, okay, I've got the slope, thank you very much. I put it right in that spot, and y equals -2x plus b, and I'm going to use these as my x and y to solve. So my y would be 3, my x would be 9, and then plus b. So this is -18, add it over, that makes 21 equals b. And then my full equation would be y equals -2x plus 21. So that's the kind of stuff you need to know to be successful in that target.